It's been a while since I'm this addicted to a game. Critter Cove finally here, and I've been playing for a few days since I received the key from the dev. There are a few things that I really like, but there are also some things that I think could be better. And I think you really need to know about them before getting the key. So now let's check the game. This game will bring you to Critter Cove to be the new manager. Everything on the island is ruined, and there's only a few creatures around who also had just arrived to the island. Then Reynolds will ask you to rebuild the island to be the best island getaway in the world. To do it, you need to fix building, craft things, and increase your reputation. So you need certain items and resources. You can salvage resources around the island, both inland and deep in the ocean. But some items need to be crafted, so you will build a workshop complete with various workstations inside. Some crafting process have timer, so you need to wait for a while until it finishes. Sadly, they don't have a queue for the workstation, so you can only set one crafting type at a time. What I love is they're able to take resources directly from the storage. And the storage also interconnected, so you can access all your items from any storage. Sadly, there's no auto sort or auto store yet, so you need to organize everything manually. Furthermore, they give everything as literal item in this game, from the tutorial paper, furniture, even clothing. So you also need extra storage to organize each of those items. I really wish that the dev gives us separate storage for clothing and furniture, as I want to be able to store everything that I unlock. But it's going to be hard if they take a slot since it can clutter the storage. Another gameplay that I also really like is diving. You can find some items in the ocean, so you need to dive under to salvage it. At first, you only have limited oxygen to dive, but later you will get scuba mask. Then you can craft air tanks using rusty tank to get more oxygen. With this scuba mask, you can dive deeper and longer. Sadly, the air tank is only usable one time and it will be gone from your inventory. And rusty tank is hard to find, so I suggest you to be really careful when using the tank. And check Reynolds' shop daily since he usually saw one. For the diving itself, although I really enjoy roaming around the ocean, I find the diving control a bit janky. Although there's already button for you to ascend and descend, but when you push forward button, it still descend you a bit. So you need to keep pressing the ascend button after a while, else you will keep going down. I think the dev really need to smoothen this control as it can be a bit annoying, especially when you dive in a tight space. Salvaging for resources is one of the main gameplay in this game. But you shouldn't only think about finding resources since salvaging certain things will help you unlock their blueprints. Resources are limited, but they will respawn after thunderstorm. So make sure to salvage items that you want to unlock since some blueprint items only spawn on certain location. And you really need to remember where they spawn manually since there is no option to pin things on the big map. Sadly, there's no minimap, so navigating also difficult to do. After playing for a while, you might be able to remember the town layout. But for the ocean, it's too big to remember without the minimap. You need to constantly open the big map to know where you're going. There's compass, but I find that isn't helping much. So if you're the type who need minimap, please keep asking it to the dev since I noticed the dev really listen to the player feedback. Another note is be very careful with the thunderstorm, especially for you who have photosensitivity since the flashing is quite harsh. For now, there's no accessibility option yet to turn the flash off. The only accessibility option that I can find is the motion sickness focus, which will add pointer in the center of your screen. Besides turning off the flash, another accessibility that I think important is to increase the font size. As I have bad eyesight, I find some font a bit too small to read. So I really wish the dev will add this option in the future. You might not know, but there's actually a relationship in this game. No, not that kind of relationship, but more of a friendship. You can build friendship with the creatures from the island by talking to them, gifting gifts, or doing their board commission and quests. I suggest you to do this as on certain friendship level, they will give you key that's important later in your journey. Besides the initial creature, you can find new creatures on the other island as Getaway. After you finish their quest, you can then decide whether you want to invite them to your island or not. These creatures are randomized, but the dev said they have certain criteria. They will also respawn after thunderstorms, so you can decide carefully whether you want them or not. This creature will later become the employee on the buildings around your island, and whether they like their work or not can be the key on how much profit you will get. You need to make sure to get different types of creature, as each type seems to enjoy certain job and hate the other. You should know that this game is filled with quests and missions, so I think those who enjoy guided game with quests will really like the game. But at first, I do feel it's a bit overwhelming since too many quests trigger at once. Luckily, there's no timer on the quests, so I suggest you to do it at your own pace. The only timer is for the board commission, so I usually only take it if I know I have the items in my inventory. Since this game is still in early access, there's a bit bugs that you will find here and there. Some quests can be buggy, and there are still missing a few details like animation for certain action. Sometimes characters can also creep through walls and fall. There's a few known bugs, you can see the list on the official Discord, but the dev is very active in pushing patch and update. So far, I haven't found any game-breaking bugs on my playthrough. Overall, I really enjoy the game. You can do various live sim gameplay such as fishing, farming, and decorating. So if you love live sim gameplay, then you will find a lot of things to enjoy. Exploring the island feels very relaxing, and I can play for hours without realizing it. So I think this game will also suit those who love exploring, as there are a few secrets to uncover. Critter Cove managed to combine management and building with live sim gameplay to create a world that will draw you in for a cozy experience. And if you want other cozy games to play, check my Mika and the Witch Mountain review video.